Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
How you doing, little Betsy?
I'm doing great.
This is actually the time where I can call you little Betsy because we are in
Texas.
We're in Dallas and we're actually in a hotel in the Marriott. I hope we once get a sponsorship for that hotel chain.
Yes, thank you, Marriott.
And we're look at this. All morning we've been wondering how far the airport is. We're looking outside the window and the planes are landing
across the street.
Across the streets. We just see a plane
and
landing.
It's
now. It just touched down.
We can see the
I mean, we see the smoke from the wheels from the plane, and all morning we go like, "Where's the airport? Should we take an Uber? How long does it take?"
We could walk that.
We could walk. Well, you never know. With an airport, you see the landing, but you gotta go
very far.
way.
Yeah,
very far.
Anyway, you have tuned into the podcast, The Fun Road.
That's right, because we're always on the road, and I am a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I am the one who is the instigator of fun.
So today
you are a lot of fun.
No, you are too.
That's something that we've really tried to really become fun under all circumstances.
No matter what. We could be here because it's Sunday today. So Sunday is a day where you go with your family and have a great day. You have your family, we're far away from home, but still we say, no. We wake up, we go to the gym. First of all, we wake up, but we make sure we don't wake up at a time that we go, man. We woke up, but the moment we wake up, we go for it. We went to the gym. We went to have a nice breakfast. Now we're recording a podcast. We're actually impressed with all the planes.
I know, we can't really take our eyes off of it.
Yeah, we're...
Like,
I mean, that's what... Where's the airport? Curtain open. Oh, there it is. That's it. I got another surprise before we continue. And 3, 2, 1... Oh,
I mean, and the fact that it's a Diet Mountain Dew crisp. Nothing is better. Nothing.
What is it?
Diet Mountain Dew. Diet
Dew. So, I mean, we should start getting some sponsorships because we're saying all these chains and...
Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Dew.
In Europe, it's not that famous, Mountain Dew, but it's like Sprite. We know Sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sprite on steroids. It's got a lot of caffeine, more caffeine than you might think, which is why I'm always so happy and energized.
So it's called Mountain Dew, but it's Diet Mountain Dew. So say Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew.
But now shorter.
Diet Dew.
Now shorter.
Diet. When I want to die.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I need.
So in the future, when you hear Kass say, "I want to die,"
yep,
it's not yet.
I don't really want to end my life.
No, she doesn't want to die. She wants a Mountain Dew diet. Okay.
Because I don't believe in drinking calories, because I believe in eating calories.
Oh yeah, that's right. We keep forgetting we're getting filmed.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're listening to this podcast, just make sure that you can click on a link that you will see us on a YouTube video and see
what we look like.
Yeah, what we look like and how we really do that.
This chair is such a
comfy chair.
Yeah, like it's almost like I could sleep in it.
I'm sure that they can hear you leaning back because the sound is further.
Right.
Now we're close. And now we're far. Today, we are going to talk about something fantastic. Have you seen the movie Yes Man?
I've not seen it, but I've only seen parts of it. Yeah, I haven't seen like beginning to end. So
it's a movie where a guy just says, okay, I can't remember, but it comes down to that he says yes to everything that comes down to his road.
Isn't he forced?
Yeah.
At first, there's some sort of like spell on him, and he has to do it.
Exactly.
So he tries to wiggle his way around not having to say yes, and we are firm believers in saying yes. But you have to do that at a cost. You have to learn first to say no in order to say yes to the things that you really, really want to do, not being trapped by all these things where you're like, oh yeah, well I said yes to this and yes to this. So from yes man, we go to no ma'am. Did I just spit on you? A little bit.
A little bit.
I'm just wondering where it went. If they could see it at home.
You know, there's a moment in life. Let's say the reason why we never say no to our friends, to family, because we're scared that that no will devaluate
Yeah.
our relationship with that person.
Yeah.
If somebody asks me to do something, you know, I got these friends I can always count on, but counting on doesn't mean that they will always say yes.
Yeah.
Counting on your friends is an emotion. It's a
Yeah.
feeling that you
Yeah.
have. I know I can count on these people, but there will be a day that I'm going to call them and say, you know,
hey, do you think you could come do something?
and they will say, sorry, I can't now, please don't be. But I know that the reason why they can't is because they really cannot.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not because they try to get out of it, you know? So there's a difference between saying no. A difference between no is you really don't want to do it or you really cannot do it.
Yeah.
And there's a huge difference in that. And we need to learn to say no when we really cannot do it.
Or if you already know you're not going to do it, the faster you can say, because there's so many times where we will say, oh yeah, I'll check that out, or maybe I'll be able to come. I was having a conversation with Emily, my sister.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you, I know you know who Emily is. It's for anybody else. And we were talking about something that she had. It's not that she was leading them on, but she was like, oh yeah, and then I told him if I have time, I'll be able to do it. And I said, you already know
that you're not going to do it.
That you're not going to.
Yeah.
I said, you need to get that out as fast as possible, because when you know inside whether you are really trying to make it or whether you already know you are using it as an excuse.
Yeah.
And if you are already building excuse out of it, the faster you can say no, the better, and the more free you feel. It's like that small little thing that every time you look at it in your house, you think, oh, I got to clean up those papers. It's not a huge impact on your day, but the faster you can get rid of it, you don't realize how much your mind shifts to that. And you're thinking all the weekend long, oh my gosh, they keep thinking I might come. And the faster you can say, you know what, this time it's not going to work for me, but next time I would really like to do it.
It's true. And you just done something like that. You've just seen in your house that there was a drawer that you needed to empty.
Oh my gosh.
The good thing is that you just took out what you needed and the rest you said,
the rest I threw away.
Yeah.
I was like, in this drawer, all of it is usable. They're all like, but there's like a bunch of like pencils that need to be sharpened. And
how many do you need? I mean,
I don't need.
No.
For example, in my car, do you want to know how many pairs of sunglasses there are?
No.
There's like 7.
Really?
Pairs of sunglasses. Because I always forget and I always bring one in and then I don't end up bringing it out. And one day I was looking for sunglasses and somebody sitting next to me said, hey, do you have an extra pair? And I was like, oh my gosh, I opened it up. I had 7 pairs of sunglasses
That's crazy.
In my car. And the faster you can just get rid of it and be like, I mean, that's just saying that I hold on to things too long. Those junk drawers, I pulled them out. I picked out what I needed.
Exactly.
Dumped it. And it was like the heavens opened up.
What moment in your life did you say no? And you actually said, that was a fantastic moment that I said no. By the way, the next plane that lands down, just to get people flowing to our YouTube channel, we're going to show you exactly where we are so you can see the plane landing in front of our nose.
One is taking off. By the way, when we were in Salt Lake, we were coming back from work one day, and how many planes did we see in the sky landing?
13.
Yeah.
13 in a row. We're starting to count the lights. There were 13 planes. Normally you see like 4, 5, maximum 6. We counted them, 13 planes in a row ready to land. We go like,
how in the world
it's like
are they
invasion
gonna do
of
that?
Mars or something like that. Okay, so
I remember the moment.
That's what I wanted to say. So, do you remember a moment?
Absolutely. So.
And don't get upset when I will stop you in the middle of the story just to show the
no,
plane.
I know what we're in for. I know we're in looking at that plane. So, plus, because I'm not looking at the camera at all, I'm looking for the plane. I'm waiting for it. So, I remember when it was one of the first family trips that we had gone on where I was a parent. And I've mentioned this before, and I was known as like the nap Nazi, where Dane had a nap time, and there was nothing I would do to get in the way of his nap time because I knew his having a nap. Dane was such a happy boy. He was so easy to raise. All I had to do was give him a nap, and he would be happy the rest of the time. So we were at a beach. We were in San Clemente and California. And all of a sudden, we knew that it was time for Dane's nap. So Brian and I, we were instantly just packing up our stuff. And my mom was like, oh, why don't you stay? Don't you think he'll be okay? And why don't you just have him fall asleep here? And there were a list of other things I could have done except for go to the hotel. I could have tried and like walked around and let him sleep. I could have pushed him in the stroller. I could have just held him until he fell asleep. But I knew that the rest of my day would have been so much better.
Yeah.
So I just said, no. No, I'm packing him up. We're going. We'll meet you guys in a couple hours. It's not a big deal. And as we walked away, Brian looked at me and he said, isn't that a great feeling to be an adult and to, like,
Make
we're in charge of our own lives now?
Yeah.
And it was the first time.
Oh, that's a small plane. They
Where
don't
is
see
it?
that. That's why.
Yeah. You can see it. That was the first time that I had, and it's just, now it's landed. Okay, perfect.
I'll show you a better one when it's bigger.
Bigger.
Sorry for the people who are only listening. We just turned the camera to show the airport right in front of our nose when there was a plane landing. So
that was the first time that I had taken that power
Yeah.
myself and been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it took my husband of, I mean, I was old enough to be married and have a baby before I realized, oh my gosh, I can say no. And I think it was probably the first time that me as an adult said no to my mom as an adult. Like we both come to that adult phase.
So how old were you?
I was 22.
Yeah.
It's a little late in the game, I would say.
No, that's kind of the age where I was 19.
Yeah.
When I walked up to my dad and said, I'm not being a chef. What? Yeah, I'm not going to go be a chef. I want to go and teach or learn, go back to school and do physical education, and I want to do this. And so my whole life, it was 100% sure that I was going to be a chef. And I was so scared to say no. And all it took was those 5 seconds of saying no to completely change my life. I mean, what if I did not say no at that moment?
I'd never know you.
No.
Think of all the fun adventures we've had in
Think about
so
how
many
my
different
life,
countries.
Yeah, my life would have been ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds very dramatic, but it's absolutely
true.
No,
but there's something that, you know, yesterday a girl came up to me and she was saying how she, that my sister had helped her through all these questions that she had about this program she was doing. And I looked at her and I said, you're asking questions that you already know the answer to.
Yeah, but we're looking for
But you're looking for confirmation.
Exactly.
And there's something about trusting your gut, trusting your instinct, trusting your true inner voice.
Yeah.
You know what you should do. You know what you are meant to do. And the faster that you can tune into that, the stronger that becomes. It almost is like a muscle.
Totally.
And then you can start saying, no, this isn't right for me. No. And you have to look at it as, why is it not right? It's not, you can't say, no, I don't want to do that because you're trying to run away from a lesson you need to learn.
Yeah.
It needs to be, no, this is not right for me. I'm not being pushed the way I should. Something needs to shift. And then you can go through the process of looking at it, kind of breaking it down bit by bit.
We're so scared that our no is going to be the wrong no. But we have to learn to trust our own feeling. Even when 10 people, you're one of the 10, 9 of them say yes, and you feel, for me, it's a no, you gotta learn to trust that instinct and say, okay, if it's a no for me, there's a reason why I'm feeling this.
We were just talking about this last week where they did that study where 4 people go into a room.
Yeah.
And they're doing a very, very simple math equation or a very simple picture abstract thing. And 3 of the people were hired. And they were hired to pick the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And then one person was in there.
Was not hired, not an actor. Yeah.
Not an actor, not knowing that the other 3 people were hired, not knowing that this was a setup. But it was just a psychological test to see how we conform to other people's answers.
Totally.
And taking that step and having that nerve to be like, no, guys, this isn't right.
Yeah.
And they were finding that it was so hard for the people to do it, even though you can see the way that they're like, physically, like, this is not right.
Yeah.
what's going on here,
Yeah.
they would go with the answer that they
That's
knew was
crazy.
wrong because the other three
Yeah.
were so
Convinced.
adamant about
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, it's like stepping in the elevator. We always face the door.
Yeah.
You step in an elevator, you turn to the side, or if you're on the side, you stand with your back against the wall. So I'm sure a lot of people saw that the experiment when you step into an elevator and four people are just facing one corner. Like 90% of the people turned around with them facing that corner going, okay, the door's gonna...
Something must be happening with this corner.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it.
So the message that we're trying to give you is life is not always about saying yes. It's about saying yes at the right moments and saying no at the right moments. Finding that balance. And people do the other way around. Okay, here we go. That's a good plane. Let me turn around. Let me zoom in. There we go. Oh,
so much bigger than the one I showed.
That's a good one.
There.
Touchdown! I'm so sorry for the people who only do audio. You're missing out a lot.
That was a very big and cool plane.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of this is a hub for American Airlines.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because we're seeing all American planes.
Yeah.
It's harder for once I started working more in Texas, it was harder to get Delta flights because I fly Delta. The hub is in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was just noticing the past 8 planes.
5-6 hubs Delta in US. So
Atlanta, Georgia is another one.
Houston.
No. So Texas, there's not really any. Of course, you can find flights with any airline, but
Minneapolis is a hub.
Yeah, must
I saw that yesterday. Anyway, so the lesson that we want to teach you today is this. We want you to, the moments when you have that feeling of, I don't really want to say yes, but I'm going to do it because I'm too scared that if I'll say a no, that I will lose.
And I'll make an excuse later.
Yeah. So say the right yes at the right time. Say the right no at the right time.
That's your challenge for the week is when you have that moment of, oh my gosh, I feel that I'm kind of getting talked into this and I feel that it's not going to work and I'm making an excuse, you have to learn how to stand strong, change the chemistry of your body, stand tall, shake it up a little bit and say, you know what? That's not going to work for me. Thank you so much for asking me. I'd be happy to help at another time, but right now, it's just not in the cards for me. It's impossible.
So, one last thing. Today we're flying back home to Salt Lake City. It's a Sunday. We might just do some extra fun things. We might go to a theme park. I mean, look at our day. Workout, great breakfast in a hotel, record a podcast, fly 2 hours, work in the plane, go to a theme park. I mean, we pack those days. And sometimes,
just wondering when we're going to kick up our feet.
Yeah. So, but the reason why we're working a lot is because from tomorrow, oh my God, tomorrow, we are starting to film something super exciting. We know that we've been teasing you for a couple of weeks with what it is, and we still cannot tell you, but I got a feeling that soon we can tell you. And so stay tuned. Please give our podcast a rating of 5 stars. We would love that.
That's right. 5 or nothing else. Nothing less, nothing more, just 5.
5 will do just fine. So, big kiss to you all. Hope to see you soon. And thank you for watching the YouTube channel. YouTube channel.
Yeah, dang, that is a tongue twister.
That's a tongue twister.
Yep.
Big kiss.
Bye now.
Bye.